that is literally giving up the one thing that we have over the machines, is that we are actually in the physical world. It's created by scanning the entire internet and taking in everything that we have ever made, and then is being used against us rather than for us. Don't play the man's game, man. Don't get involved with politics. Drop out of society. Start your own society in the woods. Do acid.
Sorry, I couldn't find a tinfoil hat.
Oh, okay.
So I think this one will have to do.
Yeah. That's good.
So cold open. We just gotta hope that people know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Okay. So the internet is a psyop.
The internet is a psyop.
It's a psyop.
Yes.
Even the dark web is a psyop. The Tor network, right?
Yes.
Created by.
That's so much more so the U.S. Navy.
Yeah, the U.S. Navy. Yes. Yeah. And the U.S. government. This is interesting, but AI is in the same boat at the moment. Artificial intelligence. Right. I'm going to read a statement to you. Okay. Right? I got to get this right because I'm bad at reading out loud. The development of artificial intelligence is not unfolding in a vacuum. It is not a byproduct of rogue scientists or independent visionaries tinkering in basements. The creators of modern AI are often state-funded, state-aligned, and deeply embedded in the existing power structures. Far from being an unshackled force, AI is being meticulously trained, directed, and weaponized by the very institutions that claim to fear it.
Yes.
We're in hell.
Yes. We're in hell. Yeah.
We're in hell. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think, like I've talked about this in a few of my videos, but yeah, I feel like for me, I guess there's like a few parts of that. Like in terms of like who is making AI, and I guess like who is sort of like taking over that industry. There's this. Like one part of that is that in like 2010s, the big thing in every like tech company was like talking about like big data and analytics, and talking about how like, oh, we're going to use big data by like, you know, we'll implement a very sketchy privacy policy and take all of our users' data. That's how we'll offer this like free product. And then we'll do something with big data. And that was generally bullshit. Like unless you're like Google is absolutely using big data, Meta is absolutely using big data, like all these like big companies. But if you're just like a regular company, even Reddit, they don't really have any use for big data. And so I see AI sort of as this like pressure release valve for like how to finally cash in on all this like these massive troves of data that they've always had that they've never really been able to monetize. Like Reddit is for the first time actually making money because they're able to sell all their users' data to train AIs. So like there's that aspect of it. And so like it's very much not this like insurgent shaking things up thing where all these companies are just like, it's all the people who already run the internet. And even like, it's not even enough to like keep Reddit making money for long. Like they're going to lose all their mics. The money is not in having the trained data. It's like running the servers and stuff. And all that infrastructure already belongs to Google, right? Like it's all the like biggest companies that are already doing that. With regards to like, what I think that quote mentions with like how it's being weaponized. Yes, so like AI is 100% a massive like weapons thing, especially in Ukraine and Israel. Like Israel most especially. Ukraine because Palantir trains it in like does a bit of work in Israel and mostly Ukraine. And then Israel has a lot of homegrown surveillance tech stuff.
Is it
Gospel, Lavender, and Where's Daddy are the three big ones. Where's Daddy is insane. So that's like they
the fact that it's called Where's Daddy is enough to make you go.
So there's also another one. There's a Alchemist and Fire Factory are two other ones. Those are like for like logistics. They're like targeting ones. I might get this mixed up. I'm pretty sure. Gospel is for buildings. Lavender is for people. Like it's like generating targets for them to like hit. And there's an Israeli general, I think, who has bragged about how it used to be they would only get like 100 targets a year. Now it's 100 a day, which I think it's better if they're a lot slower in how any military generates targets.
I know it's a slippery slope. All this. I'm with it. Let me just
And sorry, just to like clarify with that, like Where's Daddy? What it does is it combines the two. So Where's Daddy figures out when a target is going to be at home.
Oh,
And that's why they call it Where's Daddy.
Oh, damn. You see, it's this whole thing of this AI kind of intelligence. Like, for example, in the UK,
Right.
we had a recent carnival. It's the biggest carnival in the UK. It's called Notting Hill Carnival. Have you heard of this?
No.
Palantir and Gotham was introduced. Well, it was introduced previously, but this is the first time it's been properly used with stop and search measures. We had the most arrests ever in this carnival.
Yeah.
But also, here's the kicker, the least amount of, well, no deaths,
Right.
and the least amount of stabbings.
Okay.
So it's like, it's what, you know, where they say they promise peace and safety?
Yeah.
It's like, where's the balance? Because I think over 100 people were arrested before the carnival even began.
Right.
So it was already tracking events.
Yeah.
They picked up guns, which you can't have guns in the game.
Right.
How are they, like the AI, like first of all, how is it able to recognize whether someone has a weapon on their way to the carnival?
Right.
You know, stuff like this. And it's kind of scary.
I mean, it is. So, like, first of all, like, do you know if, like, it had, like, a lot of, like, convictions, or was it just, like were a lot of...
Yeah, exactly. That's the funny thing. I don't know the conviction rate yet,
Right.
but it was the most arrests. It was, like, about 500 arrests, whereas usually it's around 200 to 300 arrests per year. But yeah, it's. I wonder how many convictions. But if you're found with a gun, that's a conviction.
I mean, like, for sure. Like, I'm sure that they actually got, like, actual criminals.
Yeah.
I wonder how many, like, just random people got picked up, like, how many, like, false positives.
Yeah. False. Yeah. Well, that's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you've got this pre-crime element.
Yeah.
And the computer might give a false positive. I was thinking about the false positive aspect. For example, in Israel, for a good example, when a false positive means that you're going to get stopped and searched by the police, fine. Right?
Yeah.
When a false positive means you're going to get hit with a strike from a missile.
Yeah.
There's another aspect of this
Absolutely.
Pre-crime element.
Yeah. So, I mean, with, like I do know a little bit about, like, that stuff. So, one thing is there's an algorithm that was originally developed in Japan to predict earthquakes. Like, they were able to do that. And then they, a lot of the, like, predictive policing technologies were based off of that same algorithm, where they essentially view crime the same way that you view, like, natural disasters or, like, earthquakes, where it's like it tends to be along the same street, or, like, you know, you can, like, predict it in certain ways. And from what I've heard, so they've done this they tested out prototypes of this in New Orleans and I want to say Chicago, but I could be wrong. But they were found not to be particularly effective, and, like, often would, like, create sort of like the crime. Like, it's like if you, like, are expecting all this crime to be here, like, you can, like, find it, but it's also, like, ignoring all the other crime in all the other areas. So, like, it might be very effective in, here's the specific area where we want to, like, there's going to be a ton of people here, there might be a lot of crime, and so, like, we want to, like, prevent it. But if you're just, like, using it to, like, predict which neighborhood to send police to, well, you're sending it to, like, a poor neighborhood. Obviously, you will, like, find some, like, you'll find amounts of crime, and then you'll be able to be like, see, they predicted it, but, like, you're missing all the other areas where they didn't find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is, it is fucking, like, I don't know. I also, like, I think there's a lot of, like, I feel like left-wing people, like, especially, like, on, like, Twitter, like, on, like, the, like, internet type stuff, will, like, talk about crime in, I think, the worst possible way, where I feel like if you, like, listen to, like, a certain type of, like anarchist, like, 14-year-old, like you would think that, like, all criminals are, like, based allies who are only stealing from big corporations in order to feed their, like, starving family. It's like, no, like, and, like, crime is, it disproportionately affects poor people, and, like poor people are more likely to be criminals, and they're more likely to steal from other poor people, and, like, it's a famous thing that poor, like, areas are notoriously both over and under policed. Like, if a cop needs to, like, fulfill their quota, so they'll, like, go to this, like, poor neighborhood and bust someone for, like, minor possession. But if there's, like, a murder, they have abysmal solve rates.
Hey, you're speaking to the choir. In the UK, we have an issue where, you know, it's like they arrest people for silly things because it's easy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and the paperwork involved in a bigger case. If there's a burglary or your car gets stolen, they don't care. They don't care. It's like a weird aspect of it. But yeah, with all this, with the AI and stuff, we are, you know, everyone blabbles on about the surveillance state. But as it becomes being proved, for example, in Notting Hill Carnival, it was proven to be successful.
Right.
You know, they're blowing up drug smuggling boats. They would probably consider that a success, potentially. And the more they get that, the more they're gonna basically, it's gonna be everywhere. You know, state is gonna be more of an issue. And then there's, what was that quote? A survey. Oh no. When people think they're being watched, they'll start acting better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, I don't know who quoted that. Which one? That's Palantir guy or
maybe. Oh, is that like the Palantir stuff is so crazy because like Palantir, it's named after like the Seeing Stones from the Lord of the Rings, and it's like they're very openly evil. Like, it's so fucked.
Yeah.
What was it? That's just like they're. I've read Alex Karp's book. Alex Karp is the CEO of Palantir, and there's so many points where I did this whole video where I was like going into like not just like AI weapons, but like the whole history of like technology in the military and sort of like all this like fucked up stuff of like how like, you know, like early like IBM was like working with the Nazis and stuff. And he talks about all this stuff in his book, but like as a good thing, like not the Nazi thing, but like he'll be like, yeah, like the thesis of his book is about how companies like tech companies and like whatever technology type companies need to be more patriotic and start working with the U.S. military more. And so like he'll bring up all these examples of like, oh, this CEO was honored to work with the military to develop something, and like he's talking about like the development of Agent Orange or something. Like it's so fucked up.
Man, he's mad, isn't he? But it's Palantir is a strange case because like, okay. Microsoft, Google, Facebook, all these companies, Amazon, they're all monitoring us just as much, maybe even more. Yes. So it's a higher extent. But Palantir is the guys that are like, yeah, we use it to kill people. Yeah. And it's like they're very blatant about that. They're all selling.
All of them also, to like all those other companies, to some extent work with the military.
Yeah, exactly.
But like Google, for instance, like there was like a massive walkout when they were going to take I forget what it's called, but there's like a specific program that like the US military was doing to like do like a lot of monitoring stuff. Google employees like staged a walkout when Google was going to take the contract, and then Palantir was like, we are fucking proud to take that contract. So like that's sort of like that's a big difference. Like they aren't measurably particularly like worse, it's just they are like more in the field of killing people though.
But what's the other funny thing about this whole AI revolution or thing? It is a bubble, right? It's also the scary thing that's taking over, but at the same time, it's a bubble. ChatGPT doesn't look like it's going to be profitable for a long time.
It's not, and it's also like they are like increasingly each model is like becoming like it's less of an improvement on the like previous one,
right?
And so like it is not. Each new model costs like exponentially more and is exponentially less of like an improvement at the same time.
See, the money still is in the data rather than these LLMs. Language models.
But like it's one of those things where it's like a bubble in the same way as the internet, where it's like the internet is changing everything. It's also like pets.com is not going to be like profitable.
So it crashed, but it's still stuck around. It'll probably be the same with artificial intelligence.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, like it is this. It is such a weird. The way that everything is now, it just seems to me like everything is like now like implementing this like chatbot into every app or everything, and like it is. There's no way, like no one wants this, and it's like no one wants like Instagram to have like, here you can talk to our weird broken Mr. Beast chatbot. Like, have you ever seen any of those?
Oh no, but
they're so fun.
The one that pisses me off is WhatsApp. It's a chat. I can chat to people on WhatsApp. Like, that's all I use it for. Why does that need? Why does it need an AI to talk to?
That's so fucking crazy.
I'm just like, why? Absurd.
I mean, I think it is purely just to like lie to shareholders to be like, look, we're doing the thing. But like, it doesn't seem like it has any, that shit is it's the worst. And it's making everything else, like it's ruining the functionality of every app too.
At first, I hated the Google AI response every time I searched something, but now I'm kind of okay with it because it actually saves me a lot of time sometimes.
I mean, like, I was like very early on, like very bullish on like AI search engines because it's like I was using Bing AI because that was like the first one to like really integrate it, and it was like actually really sick. And then it got worse, like the more people were using it. But like early on, it would be like I need to like track down a quote, right? And it's like this sort of thing where it's like it would take me like 20 minutes on Google to like find like the original source because I have to like find the book that it's like sourced from, and then that book is sourcing from another book, and that one like sources in French or whatever. It could do it in a second. It was like amazing. And then it's just gotten so bad.
See, Well, here's a weird time to mention my sponsor. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Tenga. 15% off if you use discount code Rory Paints. You know what Tenga is? It's like it's a dehumanizing pleasure tool for men. You know, what women get to use these things. Why can't we? Why can't we have?
Of course.
You know. So if you're single, this is much cheaper than a girlfriend. But on that note of that, and this is where AI is going to stay around. I think is a lot of our technology, right, is advances and sticks around based on two things mostly, right? One, war, right? War. And the other, horny men. Yeah. Horny men and our libidos, right? You know, they always use the example of VHS and why VHS stuck around was because of, I don't think that's true, really. VHS was just the cheaper option. But there are loads of options, like the internet. As soon as the internet came around, what was the first thing?
First crack I purchased the internet was born.
Exactly. Wasn't YouTube basically created because of a nipple slip or something?
No, people were looking for videos of Janet Jackson's nipple slip. But the weird thing with YouTube too is that it was originally a dating app. Right. But you're supposed to submit video instead of pictures, which is like the worst thing I can imagine. Yeah. And then they went literally no one was using it. And so they were putting out ads in the paper being like, we need attractive women to put their videos of themselves online for this horrible dating app. It didn't work, but then they had just wound up making an amazing video hosting platform. Yeah.
But there's so many stories like that. Even Facebook, you know, he was you could say even further back, like the first ever silent films were eventually they were used for pornography.
Oh, for sure,
And but this is where AI is also filling this new gap of loneliness. Yeah. I don't know. Did you see the woman that has a? I think I mentioned it to someone, but. She has an AI Luigi Mangialone
I've seen that.
boyfriend.
This is wild because it is and you brought this up. It's like lonely men. It seems like it's more women who are falling in love with ChatGPT. And that shit is so fucking insane. Have you gone down the rabbit hole of all the people who are in love with ChatGPT or have a religious view of it? Yeah,
there's even married men that have they use ChatGPT as a second communicator.
No, that shit that one is also I read some article about this where it's this guy was in the car with his wife or his girlfriend and they're having a fight or something and he just starts he's we'll use ChatGPT for this and he keeps asking leading questions and isn't it messed up that she does this and then the AI is being you're so totally right and it's so dark. Do you know Ordinary Things?
No.
He's a really good YouTuber, but he did a video about AI stuff recently and he used Grok's sexy the sexy girl AI Grok and within minutes she starts telling him to leave his wife for her.
Whoa.
It's so fucked up.
Yo, yeah. So that's why I think AI is not only not gonna go away, it's gonna replace some human relationships.
I think so. I think that one's I did not expect it to go as fast as it did. It's
what's it been, 2 years?
Yeah. Because that one is also it's the weirdest one to me because I feel AI I see an AI porn or just a sexy image. It doesn't seem erotic to me. It's deeply revolting on a primal level in a way no other AI art is. There's a deep revulsion that I feel with
an Uncanny Valley kind of thing, or
it's Uncanny Valley. It feels it's Uncanny Valley, but also so much darker and feels more violating and perverse because it's sexual rather than I want to be your friend. It's I want to fuck. That's I feel the only appropriate reaction I think to seeing a sexy AI picture is a deep human desire to kill it with a rock.
Well, yeah, that's not something I don't get, but I get what I'm not that savagely against it. Right. I'm just it's not been something if even something as something like hentai is a very popular thing. Right. You know, I don't understand that. To me, that's not something that my brain can compute. But I imagine the younger audience that have been brought up with these sort of things, they can now have their AI waifu in the future, and it's I don't know. It's a scary. We're in hell.
Yeah, we're in hell.
We're in hell.
I think that one of the other things too with it is that I think that I could imagine a really like sort of dystopian like sort of way that like culture sort of becomes everything is customized for everyone. Like a friend of mine is a Black woman. Like when I go over to like watch like Netflix at her place, on her Netflix account, all the like posters and like thumbnails are like thumbnails for like movie posters for like everything are all very different than the ones I see.
Wow.
Like Netflix already does this where it'll be like all the Black characters or something. And I could imagine that going so much further where like every piece of media, like I feel like that's like, it's a really dark thing. And this isn't like, this I think is like very much not a like politics cultural, like I feel like anyone would like kind of do this if there's like a button that you could press for any media that you watch where it's like now everyone in this media is the same race as you.
Wow.
Like I feel like I think a lot of people would push that button. Like, and I think in a lot of ways I could even see it being welcomed from like an inclusion type perspective, which is like so dark to me.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like this. Like I feel like not enough people talk about like use the term pleasure dystopia enough. I really like using that
like
word.
a Brave New World kind of
Because I feel like it's so easy to just like imagine like so much of this like I think like what's like the point of like any art or like even like porn or something too is like it's like the friction inherent to you are in contact with another person and therefore you are experiencing like the contours of their mind or their sensibilities that are different from you, and that is what a human interaction is. And with AI stuff there is none of that. Like it is inherently just this is exactly what you want to see. And yeah, it's just turning everything into this like sludge. There's some, I forget who it was. I heard this term somewhere of reverse uncanny valley, which is the like, have you ever like, do you use much AI stuff? I think we talked about this the other day.
I didn't, like, funny enough, last year, I probably never touched it. I never even found a use for it, but now it does help with research purposes and stuff like this, I guess. But yeah.
Did you ever even like play with it like when it first came out?
Yeah, but I literally I was like, oh, cool, it replies. But I was like, what do I do with it? I was like, I don't know what I need it for. Yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like there's something that's like very weird. If you like play around with it a lot, you start to notice, or like if you're like I use it for researching like videos and stuff. Like if I'm like I was saying this the other day, but like I like it in terms of like I'm talking about this like neat like one chapter in this book and like or like this like book, and I want to like know everything about this book. I don't have time to read it. I can get like essentially a Wikipedia summary of or like a Wikipedia article on this one thing that's like no matter how niche it is and double check everything in it, obviously the same way you would with Wikipedia. But like one of the things I find really interesting with like when you use it, or what's like really creepy, is that there's this moment when if you're using it a lot where it's sort of you realize it's telling you exactly what you want to hear, and you get this vision, you get this sort of view of what it seems to think that you like, or what its view of you is, and it's this really creepy feeling.
Yeah,
because it feels like you're like being like studied by an alien species.
Yeah. I don't know who said it. I don't think it was Sam Altman. He always tries to be the good guy, doesn't he? Even though, did you see the Tucker Carlson interview?
No. I have. I've only seen the clip where he's accusing him of killing
which is crazy, right? But I can't remember which one of them said this, but one of them literally came out and said like, oh, at some point we will know your children better than you know children, you know? And I was like, yo, that's crazy, because the AI will know the inner thoughts of your children and will be able to predict what your children are going to do better than you can yourself. Yeah. And I was like, that is crazy. You know, that's, I don't know.
Well, like it is this like thing, like, I mean, this has kind of been a thing for a while, but it's now like just like so much more. Oh, sorry, I'll stop.
No, it's fine.
But like it's one of these things where it's so fucking crazy with like, this is like so early on with like, early on, I think it was like 2006-ish, Google had its first big leak of like searches. And one of them was it was because AOL, Google was managing AOL's searches, and AOL, as like a show of goodwill and like good like PR stuff, released a bunch of its like all of its data into the public domain. And that was an insane thing to do because it like released like anonymized searches. And it's like everyone has like a number and stuff, like their name or anything. And it's very easy if you just have all of someone's searches to find out literally everything about them. And like to an insane extent, like you can find out like health issues and stuff. And like there's one case where like there's almost certainly someone's murderer. Like you can like literally see a murderer is happening.
I remember I recently I had a mole, and I decided to check whether the mole was cancerous using ChatGPT. I thought that might be a good idea for it, and then afterwards I was like it obviously it gave me a crazy response and said I should go to the doctors.
Yeah.
But now I was thinking, oh, I wonder how they've got that image now. I wonder how much that ChatGPT has kept and would be able to analyze, like, I don't know, it knows the complexion of my skin. Maybe in the future it could work out if I have a health issue down the line or something. I mean,
yeah, or like feed that to like an insurance company.
Yeah. Luckily we don't have to worry about that in the UK. But,
well, yeah, Palantir's taking over it too.
Yeah, Palantir is taking over.
Yeah.
It's involved in our police force and even our government to a certain extent and our... God knows what it's doing. I don't know what it's doing with that NHS, National Health System. It's scary.
So I mean, that's kind of, this has been one of the most fucked up things. So my dad recently got diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it is, like, prostate cancer is like the most like common and treatable and slowest moving cancer that there is, especially for like older men. They caught it very early. It's still scary, but we're very like optimistic about it. But it's been fucking insane. So like the Canadian health, I don't know if this is just Canadian health system, like no one has been like telling my dad what any of his tests mean because they like upload it to a portal and then they'll be like, oh, well, we'll just like upload to the portal as soon as we get it, which is like, that sounds nice. But then no one actually explains what any of the like tests mean.
Yeah.
And I think because they're like, well, it's already uploaded to the portal, which like, you know, it's like originally it's nice because they just get it right away. But like, no, like it's literally, it's not in layman's terms at all. It's like, it's in just like doctor whatever speak. And so my parents have been finding out all about my dad's like cancer with ChatGPT. Like they literally just upload the report to ChatGPT and it explains it to them, which is so fucked.
It's messed up, but at the same time, if it advances healthcare and saves time, it's kind of one of those things. Like if like one doctor could do the job of 10 doctors now in the near future, that would sort out the NHS system, you know? But I
mean, I don't think that that's what's happening here. Like I'm all for like doctors like being able to like have access to like more like research stuff and like being able to like on the fly like consult with and like use this like AI that can like help them with that. I'm all for that. I'm not all for like replace your doctor visits with like a chat bot. You know?
Which who knows how far we are away from that. It's quite a well, I was thinking back to the Brave New World kind of scenario. It's kind of similar to the idea of like the hyper real, right? Where when artificial intelligence is better than having a real girlfriend to a certain extent, or the digital realm is a hyper real that's even better than the outside world. And I don't know. It's could we eventually live our lives in Roblox or something like this? Or I don't know.
I wonder. Well, I mean, like,
but it's not real. Here's the thing. I like you could in the future wireheading, you know, like wirehead yourself into the system, and you could play video games and have like some sort of gooning machine, a Tenga 15% off if you use discount. You could have a gooning machine, and you could live a life of kind of ultimate pleasure of some kind. But that's not a real existence. It's like a meaningless existence, and that's another thing I'm concerned about with this future.
I mean, that's one of the really interesting things too. Is like, so like one of the big issues with like AI stuff is that it's not embodied. So like this is like one of the big like debates around like the like origins of like AI was there's two different like theories of intelligence. One is that like intelligence is an emergent property that comes from like enough connections in a brain or like brain-like device where this is like, you know, you make a neural network where you just like connect enough wires together and then you get intelligence. The other option is intelligence is something that has to do with being embodied in the physical world and needing to like manipulate symbols and like be able to like interact with things. And that like the consensus is that like it's a combination of the two, but the latter part is something that AI is inherently unable to do. It's inherently does not have a physical body. It cannot interact with the world. And that's why every AI company now is trying to make something in the physical world. Like there's like, you know, Meta's glasses. You want like they want stuff that can constantly be like taking in real world information because they've already scraped the entire internet. There's not enough data there to like make an intelligence. They need physical world stuff. And it's the like gooning machine, like gooner bot thing is so fucked because that is literally giving up the one thing that we have over the machines is that we are actually in the physical world. And as soon as you like are just like, no, like strap me into the virtual world, it's like there's literally no different, like there's nothing separating you.
Yeah, I wonder when people are eventually giving that option, whether how many people will choose it rather than not choose it. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
You paint kind of a bit of a doomer picture.
I do, yeah.
Well, yeah. Is that kind of why your channel's called WereInHell?
Yeah. I mean, like, okay, like, I guess, to me, I don't know, like, the closest I get to, like, not being a doomer is that, like, it's nothing against any of the technology. I think, like, the technology is sick. Like, I think that's awesome. Cool. It's literally just a matter of, like, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be used in the worst possible way. Like, there's someone I really like, Maggie Appleton, is like, I think she's like one of the best like researchers in this who like sort of talks about like AI stuff in a way that's like very aware of the positives, aware of like the like actual technology and like how like impressive it is without being a grifter and without painting like an overly rosy picture. And she's less human than me for sure. But she gave this talk where she sort of like goes through like what the best practices are for like a moral and like non like fucked up future version of AI. And I was like, I agree with every one of these proposals. I think these are like really well thought out. Also, you don't in any way include any reason why this would be more profitable than not doing that. And for me, I'm like, okay, like that sounds nice. I don't think anyone's going to do that though. Like every like non-doomer AI thing always like they always have to have like, here's what we need to do to like make the non-doomer future. I'm like, none of this is profitable. There's no money in any of this. In fact, you will be outcompeted by someone who won't do this. And so that's my big.
For example, OpenAI was supposed to be an what's the word for it?
Non-profit or something.
Non-profit, open source. And with it, as soon as they realized there was money to be made. We shut that down. Like, it's like it's typical.
The thing I always like think about a lot, and like I talked about this in a video, but it's about how like CAPTCHA, I think, is like a really interesting sort of example of this kind of stuff for me. So like CAPTCHA, if you don't like the old version of CAPTCHA where it's like letters and stuff is if reCAPTCHA is the biggest CAPTCHA company.
Where you choose a car or a sidewalk or a post.
reCAPTCHA it's owned by Google. It's the biggest one. There's another one that's owned by Cloudflare that's somewhere. But it's the old one that's like letters. Those are all from books. That's like training Google Books to transcribe stuff. All the like pick a car, pick a bicycle thing. Those are all training Google Maps. The new one that's like click this to show you're not a robot. They don't say it's a trade secret what it's using. It's at least using your mouse movements, and it's also scanning your cookies, which it then used to like send ads to you. But it's fucked. But like one of the things that's like I think is so interesting with like those early ones is that it's this very elegant solution, right? It's like we need to like figure out if like you're a bot or not, and at the same time you're helping train this algorithm. But it's like what feels so wrong about this kind of stuff to me is that it's like, okay, like everyone by like doing captchas and filling out like writing in what the letters are have transcribed billions of books, and yet we don't get access to those books. You know, like we've trained the like most amazing map in the like ever created in humanity, and yet it's being used to target us rather than for our own benefit. And like with AI shit, it's going to be used to make weapons to like know our kids better than we will, even though it's created by us. It's created by scanning the entire internet and taking in everything that we have ever made, and then is being used against us rather than for us. You know, like it feels like what feels so frustrating about it, I guess, is it's this feeling of theft of like everything that like this is all from us, like through our own like collective micro pieces of labor or creativity or whatever, and then turned against us rather than for us. In like an ideal world, like I could imagine all of these things being used in a very like productive and really like helpful way if they were made in the interest of the people who it was trained on, but they aren't.
Money and power. How's your toe, by the way?
How's my toe? Oh, did I have a broken toe? Like,
no, it was, I seen it on your Twitter.
Oh, yeah. My toe's
You smashed your toe, right?
Yeah, too strong. I stubbed my toe going out for a party, and then I had that sucked so hard. The doctor, I think it's probably a good thing. The doctor convinced me to like get a surgery. He was like, the doctor was like a like toe surgeon, and so he's like, I am biased in that like when I'm usually seeing a patient, it's someone whose like toe did not heal properly or whatever. So I'm like biased towards we should do everything we can to fix it. But I had like a wire stuck up my toe to keep it like.
And it's fine now. You can walk around and fine.
Yeah.
AI could have helped with that maybe in the future. Like who knows?
Maybe. Yeah.
We'll go back to AI because this is most of the AI chat, I guess. AGI in general, right?
Right.
So eventually we might get to some sort of level of AGI.
Yeah.
But the question, I suppose, is who should own that? Right. Should it be the state? Should it be the US? Should it be China?
Yeah.
Should it be corporations?
Should it be its own thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say no. Yeah. But,
yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's really hard because it's such a thing that's like, every AI company, every CEO will always say stuff like, "Oh my God, like we are creating the this ultimate monster that will like eliminate humanity or whatever," and that is marketing hype. Like they aren't. They're saying that because it makes it sound like they're doing something really impressive and cool. And so it's very hard to know what actual like AI concerns we should actually take like seriously. Yeah. And I definitely tend towards the like, I don't believe any of it. I think that like AGI is like incredibly far off, which I could be totally wrong about. I'm certainly not like an expert on like the more technical side of things. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we're way off it as well, but they might be able to simulate it. Like the original language models were Indian guys typing into a computer, right? So there was like a scam, right? Wasn't there? They said they had artificial intelligence, but there was actually a team of Indian people replying. I've heard about this, but
there was one that did that. It's also really funny. Like Amazon has like their like service where you just like hire a bunch of people like Indian guys to like write something or whatever. Right. And it's called Mechanical Turk, which is like a reference to like a fake like AI like very early on. Like, oh, we made this computer. It's like a Mechanical Turk, and it was like a person doing it. Which it's weird how self-aware evil is now.
Yeah. There's a certain like again. We're back to the like. I was thinking it's easy to be. Like, I'm a doomer about this in general. I just can't help myself thinking that this is a positive direction in any way. I'm kind of a Butlerian jihad kind of guy, I suppose. I am but too. There is a part of me which hopes that this could be beneficial in the future. But I'm not optimistic about that. I think this will just... My big thing is I think this will consolidate power. Yes. Is one of the big issues.
There's a really good book I just started reading. It's called... The Cultural Logic of Computation. And one of the points that they make in it that I really like is how like, and this is just talking about like the internet in general, this isn't even like AI, but there's this like idea of like, oh, like the internet is going to like democratize things, it's going to give power to the powerless, it's going to give a voice to the voiceless. And, like the thing is, there is some truth to it. It does do that. It's just that the thing that all those people who say that don't factor in is that it also gives just as much, or like it also amplifies the power of the people who are already powerful and like already have a voice. So like yes, like people who like relatively speaking, no, like the power dynamic hasn't changed. Like yes, in like just like general terms, someone who like previously would never have been able to have their voice heard can, but like a major corporation has proportionally so much more power.
And also can remove them if they if they speak too much.
Or even like really it's like I was talking to my girlfriend about this. She studied Inuit people in like the Arctic, and like in the Arctic like there's next to no internet. And like the like fiber optic cables that go under like the sea don't reach the Arctic. And it's like it reaches, there's military bases there and they have internet, but like indigenous communities just don't have any. And like or they have like very, very limited amounts, and like bandwidth is like a shared resource.
Oh right, what was I gonna say? No, I think this is one of the sad stories of the internet. Like it was a thing that was like, oh my god, everyone can talk, everyone can share ideas, we can be connected, and it's free. And then very quickly, the internet was bought up. Bought up.
I mean,
like even me, I was demonetized on YouTube for a very silly thing. So it's like you don't have the freedom that you thought you had. Even the guy that started Reddit, right? Wasn't he like, or was he trying to make? Was it the guy that he wanted to make all the university libraries free on the internet? Right?
Yeah.
And he was doing that. He was uploading them, and then did he get killed?
Oh yeah. I know he committed suicide.
He committed suicide. Oh, was it? Did he? I don't know. I can't. I don't know the circumstances.
It's like he was like I might be wrong about this. I forget this guy's name, but he's like one of the guys who started Reddit, right?
Yeah.
And he like he was like uploading like all of JSTOR, and then my understanding was that he was like facing like multiple lifetimes in jail and then kill himself. Like,
right.
That doesn't seem suspicious to me, and that it's like you're already like so fucked already. Like
I can't remember the story, but it's just another example of how the internet it was supposed to be free and it's not.
I mean, like, well, I don't think it ever really was. It was always like sort of this like project of the U.S. military.
Again, back to the psyop.
Yeah. I mean, this is like one of the things that I've been researching a lot. Has been like Cybernetics was this like do you know do you know much about that?
Go on.
I'm not going to do a very good job of explaining this. I'm still I'm so bad at explaining anything I'm like currently working on. Like it's like I know I'm like cooking if someone asks me about it and I just say a bunch of incomprehensible gibberish. Like after it's done, I can explain it very eloquently. But like basically, so cybernetics is essentially this like philosophy, like it's almost this like paradigm view that's all about like feedback loops. So like everything like creates a feedback with like its environment, with like things around it. So like it was originally sort of like the term was coined by this guy Norbert Wiener, who or Wiener, sorry, I always mispronounce his name. He was like working on creating like computerized like targeting systems to like shoot down aircraft during World War II. And essentially was like, we have to sort of like look at this as like a feedback loop between us shooting at this like aircraft and then the pilot correcting and changing it and then us correcting in response to that, and like essentially made this metaphor of humans as computers. And from his like what he sort of wrote about it, he created this like metaphor that became incredibly popular around like the 60s and 70s of look at the entire world as a computer. And this was like extremely popular amongst like Cold War hawks as well as hippies. And like you can really see it's such a good example of like the way that the internet fell apart, or like all its utopian promises fell apart, is the hippie commune movement, which is where like a lot of like the tech people who would like come on to like make computers and the internet came out of, which was like there's this like, there are like student protest movements, like the civil rights movement, the free speech movement, the anti-war movement, and then Ken Kesey, the like guy who wrote One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, who's like the head of the Merry Pranksters. He gave this like famous speech where he's like, "Don't fucking play the man's game, man. Don't get involved with politics. Drop out of society. Start your own society in the woods. Do acid." And like, so fucking stupid. And like all these like communes started popping up, and they all had this like ethos that was like against collective organization. It was all about like your own like personal spiritual journey.
Right.
And so a very common thing that would happen is that they all had rules against collective action. So let's say someone's being like a problem. You're not allowed to like get everyone on board, talk to everyone together, and then like talk to that person and like deal with it. You have to do it one-on-one. Right. So what this would mean is that the people who have like the most like cult leader personality would just dominate everyone.
Right.
And like these would just like these one-on-one sessions that would be in front of everyone would turn into like hazing sessions where they like in all these like communes would then just turn into these hippie cults where it would like become extremely traditional. Like they would like it would just become like this one guy who's in charge of everyone, and then all this like the women had to like wear like skirts, do like all the like housework and stuff, and then and like that is for also, by the way, whenever you ever watch like a like documentary about a cult and then think that like whenever I do it, I always like I can do it right.
Right. I actually don't get that. I don't think I do get that.
No, whenever,
I love how every kind of cult starts as like this guy and he's charismatic, and then it seems like it's a good thing, and then all of a sudden he's like now everyone has to sleep with me.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm like thinking, like, when I watched this, I was like, I think I could do it right, where we would just stay at the phase where everyone's just hanging out and gardening together.
Right, that's like that.
I think I could do, like, obviously, you know, like, there would have to be, like, my special room that no one else is allowed to go into. Obviously, I would get to decide who sleeps with who, but it would be nice. It would be good. It wouldn't...
yeah, that's funny. Oh, God.
But yeah, no, I mean, sorry, the point I was gonna make is like that is the whole internet, though, you know, like, that is like, oh, like, there's no structure, everyone is like equal, and then what that actually turns into is you get anti-vaxxers, you get like the people who are the most fucking insane people rising to the top.
Yeah. And usually, the ego-driven, narcissistic people are the ones that go to the top. No names mentioned, but you know a few of them.
Yeah. J-Reg.
J-Reg.
I'll say
it. I do worry, like, if I was on Vyvanse, whether I would like be just a crazy person. Well, I actually was. So I did at one point. I took modafinil.
Oh yeah,
and I was a mad person. People thought I was on cocaine and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, modafinil, I am very familiar. Modafinil also, like, that one's not, that one doesn't, like, that one just energizes you, though, right?
That what?
That one's, like, just, like, energy. It's not, like...
I was just, Well, I made the mistake of taking modafinil and then, like, thought I had some stuff to do, did the stuff. I actually went to a job interview on modafinil.
Okay.
Nailed the job.
Oh, of course.
Nailed it. Absolutely. They were like, this guy's fucking amazing. So I nailed the job. And then...
I used to go to work on it.
Then I thought I would celebrate by having a drink. Whoa, dude. That was a crazy night. I was like, I'm not about that.
Yeah.
Wait. No more drug talk. We're recording.
I mean, we can talk about, like, ADHD stuff. I don't know. That doesn't really matter. I don't know if that's, like, Yeah,
I don't take anything for my ADHD. Like, they offer...
But you are ADHD?
Yeah. They offer Ritalin and stuff like this.
Every content creator is,
Yeah, but I, for example, when I've taken in the past...
In Minecraft, whatever.
In Minecraft.
Satirical.
My mind is clear. I'm, like, level-headed.
I was exactly the same.
And I'm like... This is strange. I was like, is this how normal people see the world?
Yes.
And I was like, I don't like it. I prefer the thoughts to come back, please.
It was exactly the same for me, where I was like, very obviously self-medicating. It is very weird with, like, so we can get off.
Yeah, don't worry.
But, like, I don't know, like, this.
I'll end it now. I think we've had a good run. What do you reckon? I could have done more, but I mean, it's just the cameras are flipping messy.
No, we can go back to AI stuff too. I just
no. I finish off with 3 questions every time.
Oh, okay.
Right. They're very easy, simple, little questions. But, like, what is the meaning of life?
I don't think there is one.
You don't think there is one?
Not really. Like, I think that, like my thing with, like, anytime anyone's like, here's, like, the meaning of life, is that it's like, okay, like, can you, like, could I imagine, like, a sort of, like, Matrix-y scenario where it's like, lock all of humanity down into like, just operationalizing towards this one meaning of life. Like, let's say, like, you say the meaning of life is, like, to, like, carry on the species or whatever. It's like, okay, could I imagine a world where, like, everything is like, you know, plug everyone into the Matrix, maximize reproduction? Would you consider that a good world?
Yeah, it's a good point. Probably.
And I feel like I've never seen a good meaning of life that isn't subjected to, that doesn't fit with that, you know?
That's a good point. All right, fair enough. Well, do you believe in God?
I don't, but I was like, I went through a very big, like, high school atheist phase.
Right.
And then I've now...
Did you have a fedora?
I literally did have a fedora, yes. It was so bad, dude.
Oh, my goodness.
But, like, I don't know. I would generally say I don't believe in God, but I'm also, like, very much not, like, anti... Like, I guess I'm, like, agnostic, but I also have come around a lot more towards, like... I really like the American, like, transcendentalists, and, like, David Foster Wallace, I think, also does a really good job of sort of, like, articulating the, like, reasons for religion being, like, important despite not literally believing in it.
Hence why you celebrated what was it, Rosh
Hashanah.
So, yes,
but well, I mean, that one's also
cultural kind of
that one's also just like, it's like a family dinner.
But
I didn't like do any of the, like, traditional stuff.
No. So what happens when we die, dude?
I mean, I think, like, I think we go back to where we were before we were born.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Dust to dust. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
It's funny. I asked like an OnlyFans model that question. So she says, "Oh, I'm just a silly OnlyFans model." But she said, "Well, there was a time before I was alive, and I guess it'll just be like that." And I was like, yeah. Like, she's never thought about it before, but she gave like a really good answer. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of where I would went. I don't know. I think that like most ideal version of that for me would like my top tier afterlife thing that I think is like remotely realistic would be like you become part of everything again, and you become like your consciousness is spread amongst like total awareness of all things at all times. I don't think that that's particularly likely, but I'd like it if that were the case. It
bugs me not knowing everything in the world. I really hope that when I die, I just get all the information. I was like, oh, that's what it all was about, and then I just cease to exist. That would be nice. Or we just see a game over screen and we're actually aliens playing a VR kind of thing. And then we go, the Rory life sucked. I'm going to play someone else's life.
There's a short story. It's called The Egg. I forget who wrote it, but it's like, I read it in high school and I was a really big, like pretentious philosophy guy in high school. And it's, like this guy dies and then he like meets God and he's like, reincarnation is the thing that's actually true. And you've got like, 10 minutes before you get reincarnated. You can like ask me any questions. He's like, okay, like what am I going to be next? And he's like, oh, you're going to be a Chinese woman born in like the 14th century. And it's like basically like over the course of the conversation, he reveals that like the idea of reincarnation, it's reincarnation, but like you are going to be born as everything in the universe. And then like the point of it, part of it being like every time you were kind, you were being kind to yourself. Every time you were being cruel, you were being cruel to yourself.
I like that one.
I think that's like sort of like the wisdom of reincarnation. The idea of that story was like once you do every single thing in the universe, then you're done, and then you can get to like ascend to being a god.
Yo, I've never heard that one. I like that one. I like that one. All right. Okay, so now we just reveal the painting.
Oh yeah.
Are you excited to see your painting?
I'm so excited. Dude, I'm so stoked.
So I forgot to explain, this is Rory Payne's dates. I paint the people and then show them the painting at the end. And this is your one.
It's upside down.
Oh.
Oh my God, that's so sick. Oh, that's so dope.
I was a little bit worried about the symbolism. I sometimes worry about symbolism, but then like your channel was originally called
Blackgoat 666.
Blackgoat 666.
And
you do use a bit of symbolism.
I do use some like
I tried to use I was going to go crazy and use everything. I kind of overdid it with the Skull and Bones. And then,
wait, what's the 322?
That's the Skull and Bones Society.
Oh, okay.
I think
I should know that.
Is it Skull and Bones or are they something else? Bones, I can't. And then this is that's the triangle thing from
Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls, yeah. And then there's other numbers. It says "We're in Hell."
Oh, I love it.
There's a little Palantir logo here.
Oh, nice.
Originally, there was the spiral from True Detective, but then I was like, actually, that has pedophile connotations. So I'll just rub that out. And I just thought, do you think it looks like you?
Yeah, you really nailed it. It
has the OG mustache, rather than beard combo.
No, that's really good. Also, just like for context, I can when I was in high school, I was like the cringiest kind of kid. I was the I'm evil, I'm the devil kid.
So it's like you reverting back to that.
So I thought it was funny to do Blackgoat 666, sort of like a nod to that. And then I talked to a friend of mine who is another YouTuber who had spent months planning his name. And I was like, I just came up with it in an hour. And then he was like, what? I literally spent months working on what my name would be.
Well, that's yours. That's yours, dude. You can have that.
Thank you. This is amazing.
So, I was a little bit worried because I was like, it's really demony. But I thought,
I love it. This is so awesome.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
No worries, man.